This is Pat McGuigan. I'm with Tom Cole, U.S. Representative Tom Cole of Oklahoma. He's at the Oklahoma State Capitol filing for re-election. Tom, I understand you have a somewhat optimistic view about some of the progress that's made in Congress over the last year and a half while still recognizing significant problems. Talk to us about that a little.
Well, we've had three great compromises that I give the Republicans a lot of credit for. The first was extending the Bush tax cuts in December of 2010. We had to extend unemployment benefits and have a payroll tax reduction, but we extended those. Second, of course, we managed to cut spending during the context of the budget deal in April of 2011. Didn't shut down the government, got significant spending cuts. And finally, of course, in the debt ceiling deal, we got a $2.2 trillion long-term cut in spending. First time in American history that's ever happened. On top of that, 3 free trade deals and a couple of other significant jobs legislation. Having said that, the big questions are going to really be decided in December or November. If we can get the Ryan budget, if we can begin to deal with our long-term debt, we can actually pass some of the economic legislation, not only through the House but through the Senate, we can turn the country around. But that's going to take a Republican president, and that's going to take a Republican Senate. I think in the elections, we're going to hold the House of Representatives, no question. No president running for re-election has changed control of a chamber since 1948. I think the Senate, if we win the presidency, we'll certainly win the Senate. We've got 3 sure pickups and about half a dozen others that I think could go either way. We've got a couple of seats in danger in Massachusetts and Maine, but on balance, we can win the Senate. The presidential race is going to be exceptionally close. I always remind people that the president had perfect conditions and no record to run on in 2008. This time around, he's got a record of failure. He said unemployment would never get above 8%. It's never gotten below. He said it would cut the budget deficit in half. It's bigger than it was his first year. He said that he would get the economy moving again. Nobody really believes we are. So I think we can hold him to account. And nobody that didn't vote for him last time has changed their mind. This isn't like Ronald Reagan, who had people against him, and then after they'd seen him govern, changed their direction. I think all the 170 electoral votes and 46% of the popular vote that were against the president last time still are. And there's a lot of states he carried last time, Indiana, North Carolina, for instance. There's no way he'll carry this time. Other states that I think are trending our way, Florida, Ohio, Virginia. So I expect this to be a down-to-the-wire election, and it's a big election. It's like 1980. I think this is one where the country basically decides whether or not it wants a government-centered, almost entitlement-centered economy going forward, or whether or not it wants to go back to proven principles of a free enterprise system, smaller government, less spending, and strong defense.
Tom, in just a few seconds, call the popular vote percentages. Dick Morris speculated for us a few weeks ago that certainly an election within 53-47 with an edge to the Republicans. Does that sound reasonable, or is it tighter?
That's very reasonable. No, I think it's a 51-49 type race. I really do, and I think we'll be up late election night. And if you can tell me what the economy looks like 90 days out, I think probably a pretty good idea of the winner. And look, I think people know the country can do better than it's done the last 4 years, and I think the president is going to have to wage a very negative campaign. I don't think he can run on his record. He's going to try and destroy his Republican opponent, most likely Mitt Romney. I think people will see through that in the end, and they'll opt for optimism. And I think we're actually the optimistic party, not the president.
Okay, thanks for your time, Tom Cole.